Well, hello, my chaotic crew. It is I, Bentley Michaels, your fearless podcast leader. La, da, da, da. Hey, we've got a winner in our hashtag CA giveaway. La, 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 la. It is Twitter follower at Shadow7in7, also on Instagram and also a patron. Shadow7in7, you really did it. You hit us up multiple times. You left a review. Hey. It's weird. You followed the rules and you won. So congratulations. We will be giving your information so you can get that swag bag from Tabletop Crafter. Also, I want to give a shout out to this person right here, Aunt Delvec, for the iTunes review. The story kicks off in such a unique way that it pulls you right in. I really enjoyed how diverse everyone's character and how well each person played on them. On top of that, all the audio sounds very professional from the beginning. Looking forward to deep diving on this one. Well, I hope you keep diving. Now, music.
In a vast landscape full of adventurers, you are now listening to the world of chaotic amateurs.
And welcome back to Chaotic Amateurs, iTunes' best D&D 5e play podcast pretty much ever created since podcasting came around into prevalence 10 to 11 years ago. I am Bentley Michaels, your host for Season 2. To my right, I have...
Caleb is Yamhorn Durrell.
Rhett is Duroc Dragonsbane.
Milo is Ren.
And last time, ladies and gents, the boys, they were up at Slatebrook Manor. They went and saw Lord Varkham Slatebrook himself. The boys are in the town of Greenflower. Having journeyed there on the orders of Browernick, they went up to old Slatebrook Manor to talk to Lord Varkham Slatebrook about possibly some items that he might have for sale. There was a lot of terrible bartering and, Yamhorn making demands like, you show us ours first. And he's like, forgetting that they barged into this guy's house demanding things. And then they were invited back to a dinner. Old Varkham Slatebrook there, picking up the tab at the inn on Front Street for him, saying, hey, drink it up, live it up, just go clean yourselves up a bit, come back for a little dinner. A little dinner with Charles and me. Now, you guys, the last time we left you, you were in the bar, and I believe you had gone to your rooms. It's been 3 or so weeks since we actually played together. You had met the manager of the Inn on Front Street, Strum Longwatcher, and he had it all set up on the old Slatebrook account and gave you each corner rooms. We now kick into the adventure. Since you got up. You've gone to your rooms and freshened up for your impending dinner at Slatebrook Manor. Please be more obnoxious in the microphone and slurp your drink like a 12-year-old. You've each gone to your rooms and freshened up for your impending dinner at Slatebrook Manor. Now, you guys have all kind of regrouped back downstairs in the bar. Well, most of you. Duroc, Ren, Yamhorn, you were all there. But you do not see Peleus. And you're all just kind of sitting at the bar, waiting, watching the clock tick by, wondering where Peleus is, when's he going to come down, what's that scamp doing. Enjoying a beverage, and getting ready to head back up the hill. When, out of nowhere, a young man, not a day over 20, in the finest attire that should be seen in this place, enters, finds you, makes his way over to you and says, "The master sends me to you. He's looking forward to your dinner. and he promptly turns around and leaves. However, sneakily, in front of you, there is an envelope in front of each one of you with your names on it.
Oh.
My eye!
Oh my gosh, there's a wax seal.
Wax seal?
It's real.
Is that S for Slatebrook?
Is there an S for Slatebrook on the wax seal? You each have very unique
Okay, I gotta take a picture.
envelopes, one in front of each of you, addressed to you. The envelopes, while not fancy or special, do have a very fancy handwriting with some design flair to it. And on back are sealed with a wax stamp. In the center is a large S for Slatebrook. Oh, fancy.
Ren immediately opens his.
Okay.
Durock's suspicious.
Yamhorn is going to open his, but Caleb doesn't want to because he wants to keep it, like, looking pristine.
I'll make you another one.
All right.
What's it say?
Ren, I look forward to your attendance this evening and what stories you have in store for us. And then there's like a V and an S.
For Varkham Slatebrook.
That makes sense.
The heck did he write that on?
It's a very well-made piece of parchment. It's kind of leathery, honestly.
Yamhorn?
Yamhorn, it pleases me greatly that you will be in attendance tonight. I look forward to hearing of your adventures. P.S.
DS? VS.
V, as in Victor.
Or Varkham.
But yeah. Well, Durock?
Durock, what do you got there?
Well, it looks to be the same thing you guys got. You know, just...
You're right. It probably says the same thing. You can just throw it away. Or recycle it. That's probably the more responsible.
Just, you know, I'm used to getting threats this way, so...
And Durock immediately notices white powder pouring out of the...
That was a joke I was going to make. What's all this? Flour? It says Durock. Your attendance is most welcome. I look forward to the
You want me to read that for you, buddy?
history you can share.
Well, why the hesitation, Durock? It almost seems like
The
you're
handwriting is very elaborate.
It almost seems like you're hiding something from us.
Well, Common was my second language, so it's a little hard sometimes, Yamhorn.
What's your first language? Because it definitely isn't Dwarven.
It absolutely is a Dwarven.
Okay.
So why would it be anything else?
What time is it right now?
You would imagine it's around 5:36-ish.
And what was our dinner time?
That's a great question. I'm going to reset the bar here and say probably around 7:30. That seems like fancy dinner times.
So yeah, Ren would definitely wonder where Peleus is and whether or not he got one of these notes.
Well, as if almost reading your mind, the manager, Strum Longwatcher, comes over and says, hello, lads. Well, I regret to inform you that the gentleman that you came in with is no longer here.
What do you mean? Like,
What?
I think you're
Among Us?
mistaken. We didn't come in with a gentleman.
The piratey looking fellow.
Oh, right.
okay, Peleus.
Yeah.
I think he's talking about Peleus.
Yeah. He left and said he had more important things to do.
More
And,
important. Wait, whoa. Sorry. More important than saving the world?
He knows
From
he's a
dragons
part of
and
Ren and
gods?
Friends, right?
I'm telling you what he told me.
What is this, more like wizard tricks? What? You go back in time again? Or
He He had to have been drunk, right? Because there's no way.
I can only assume he's always drunk by the way that he acts. From the time that he came in to the time he left, out of his mind.
Well, we can all probably agree with that, I think.
Absolutely couldn't hold his down.
Well, I feel like
Do you
as
think
long
we-
as this core group of Ren and Friends can maintain, we'll be able to keep this world together.
You think we're strong enough without him? Because, I mean, you saw what he did to that scorpion, right?
Yeah, he did what I was going to do in a few more
Nah.
turns. Yeah, no. He undercut my glory.
You kept trying to grab wind. I don't know if you remember that.
That is true.
Look. Some magical winds are grabbable. Sue me.
Gross.
Oh.
Those aren't winds, Duroc. I hate to tell you. It's called the shart.
At that moment, Benji, the bartender, makes his way on over to you and asks if you'd like another round.
Well, Benji, I think I'm going to need another because we just lost a friend.
Oh.
Well, you know what?
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Around, boys. You guys want another?
Around.
Pork belly?
Pork belly, apple butter.
Yeah.
You guys are going to go eat before you go eat?
Well, yeah.
Pre-game.
You gotta
Pre-game
have a
little.
snack before you have your dinner.
When you put it like that.
I'm just asking.
I'm trying,
I gotta remind you, I'm a halfling. I eat all the time.
and I want to eat healthy now, so when I go to their place, I don't just binge on
Binge on
pizza and mac and
Yeah.
cheese.
which, of course, will be on the buffet.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to partake as much in the free food as possible. That being said, it's bad manners to have dinner before a pre-dinner cocktail.
Well,
so-
technically, he's paying for our dinner here as well.
Yeah. Oh,
So
that's right. Yeah. So
it's
whatever
not
you want,
bad
boys, on me.
manners.
You know, the truth is, I don't think that these kitchens down here match up to the kitchens up there. So
That's true.
I don't
just
care
wanna
what you
go up
guys
there
do. I
early?
just thought it was funny as me.
Do you guys just want to go up there early?
Yeah, you guys
Maybe
might be
he'll,
right.
he'll have some
but I-
appetizers.
I lean over to Ben and I say, "I'll still take that extra drink, though, if you don't."
yeah, we're definitely doing a round.
Yeah.
Like,
It's Benji, but all right.
Oh, Benji, sorry.
has anybody got a flask? Maybe we could fill.
Duroc.
Yeah,
Don't you?
I do, actually.
You should probably do that. It's a
You're
good
right.
Opportunity.
He's not wrong.
Okay, so you give Benji your flask as well?
Yeah.
Boys' night.
Road trip.
After dinner, we'll
Okay,
get
so
lost.
Benji goes and gets you another. Goes and starts working on that second round, and ooh, and in that moment, Duroc, I want you to make a perception check.
First roll of the C or the
Let's see.
$13.
the delivery.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, unfortunately for you, you do not feel a bar thief go by you and steal your gold purse off of your belt. You feel like someone sort of like knock into you or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, sorry," and he just kind of keeps moving
You're
Towards-
right. I
toward-
don't feel it
towards the front door.
because it didn't
Would
happen.
my expertise at sleight of hand clue me in on what may have just happened?
I don't know.
Like
roll for it.
like a thief acknowledging a thief.
Roll for it.
No, I did not.
So it's just like Yum.
Okay.
too.
So yeah.
Now, did you keep all of that money, 1,500 gold, in the thing, or you just have some walking around?
Yeah, I personally, and this isn't me trying to make the most of the situation here,
I
but
carry
personally, I've
5
always
gold.
envisioned that Duroc had like a day purse, and then he had his
like in his bag.
general,
His
yeah,
going
his,
out
like,
purse.
big
All right.
old gigantic purse.
Okay, well then you lost 13 gold in your day purse.
Okay.
That's my mother's.
Is that funny?
And that guy walks out the front door. And just as Benji brings back over your round, and
I go to Pam.
and your full flask. He compliments you on your flask. He enjoys it. He enjoys the dwarven runes on it. He goes, I enjoy these marks. What are those?
Yeah, they're dwarvish.
Oh,
It's a dwarvish.
Oh, do you want me to interpret it for you then?
No, it's a dwarvish toast.
Oh,
It says, written here, to ancient times and distant music.
that's real dumb.
Yeah. I have to agree with
It looks
Benji.
cooler with just the squigglies.
Well, it doesn't translate perfectly, so maybe there's something lost in translation.
Right. I've
I
heard the
think so.
dwarven language is like a real weird, eloquent thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of depth.
It's funny, I haven't heard the same thing.
Yeah.
So Ren is kind of like licking his fingers of the apple butter and looking at Benji, and he's like,
Oh, did you actually order that?
oh yeah.
Okay.
Of course, if I'm going to be in the bar, I'm going to be ordering, pork belly and apple
What
butter.
about second breakfast?
Exactly.
Okay.
But yeah, I look at Benji and I say, Benji, have you heard of Ren and Friends?
Nah, man.
Well, this is the great traveling group, Ren and Friends. I'm Ren, and these are my friends. And
Hi.
we
Aw,
worship
cool.
Ulagan. Have you heard of Ulagan?
No.
He is the best god you.
Yeah, I don't care
ever-
about that.
Okay.
And he turns around and walks away.
Well, if
and
you
he just
need
waves over his
heart
head, not
and
listening
soul
as he walks
and-
away.
Ren and Friends, remember.
It's all right. I'm sure he'll enjoy the fires of hell.
Hey, Duroc, are you on board yet with Uragan?
What? No, we already talked about this.
Right, but I feel like it was an open book, like open-ended. Because
Sure. No, it's
Pretty compelling.
Yeah, it's a little open-ended, sure, but
I don't know. I just the vibe I got last time we were at this dude's manor. I got a creepy vibe, and I think you better get right with God before you head up there because there's no telling what's going to happen up there.
yeah, I just gonna count on not dying. So
Well, for your sake, your soul's sake, I hope.
you're right. Is
I
there
hope
a
you
god
don't.
that I can pray to keep all the other gods out of my way?
Ulagan can do that for you.
Yeah.
I mean, he can do anything.
See, that's what I'm saying.
But on a serious note, guys,
Uragan.
when we go up there, what do we want to come from this meeting?
Well, we need to get a hold of, or we need to find out what fancy items this guy has. Right?
We're looking for
'Cause he's
some
got
dragon.
some dragon stuff.
Dragon
I
stuff.
think golden dragon or yellow dragon.
Does he have an egg?
You don't know that.
And he was also very interested in what we have.
Well, that's because you guys, if you'll remember, you guys came in proselytizing that you'll trade for stuff.
Yeah.
Durok's sword.
Yep.
Okay, let's agree on this. Don't give him the sword, Duroc.
You think?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not.
you
giving up
offered
my
it.
cloak.
I don't know why you did that. So,
I think it was your idea.
no, that doesn't sound like me.
That sounds
Giving
way
away
more
someone
accurate.
else's stuff.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain that Yamhorn was just like, you know what, we've got this.
Yeah.
And then I said something along the lines of like, and I said you couldn't use the idea, but I was just like, give it to him and then just summon it back to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember he held it. He held your sword.
I did let him hold it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, because he was examining it.
Yeah.
If there was something that we had to trade, though, what do we have that would maybe
Did
interest
Peleus
a
leave
guy
his
like
bags
him?
here?
I don't know. I'll go check his room. I run away to his room.
It's empty. It doesn't look like he was even in there.
I run back down. You guys, I'm not even sure he went to bed when we went to bed. I think he just split.
I'll have you remember you guys didn't go to bed. You just went into your rooms to wash up because you got there around 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
We're going to dinner.
That's
I don't even think he washed up.
ew, gross. And he just left.
In that manner?
So the,
But to answer your question, Ren, I don't think he left anything. I didn't see anything. I don't really have much. I mean, I've got my fancy hammer, my war hammer, and this shield.
I've got some really nice ointment that cures wounds and things, and a scroll of animal friendship
Oh.
that I'd be willing to part with.
What? How do I ask this in game? What level is it?
The scroll is level 1, and
Oh.
the ointment is, I believe, it's rare.
Okay. Well, rare. He's into rare things. I don't know that scroll is going to give him much.
Probably not.
What about you? What do you bring to the table, Duroc?
You know literally the only item that I have that's worth anything.
Yeah. Wait. Don't you have a lot of gold? Like a lot of gold?
Well, I have more than you.
How much would you guess?
I have 1,300 gold.
Okay. Could we just maybe buy something from
Is that
him?
enough for a priceless item, Yumhorn?
This guy doesn't seem too interested in items. Or in gold, I mean.
In gold?
He likes things. The other thing that we can offer, perhaps, is the stories that he asked for in our
He
in
did
our
ask
letters.
for the adventures.
Yeah.
Tales of the adventures.
You wanted history for me.
Yeah. What did he want from you, Ren?
Stories, I believe.
You think you only said that because I'm old?
Probably.
Yeah, he's looking for stories from me.
Well, I think you might be right. Maybe he's just looking for friends
I'm a good
to
friend.
talk to. Yeah. I mean, we are Ren and Friends. Maybe he just wants to be a part of the friends. Do you think he wants to go on an adventure with us?
I just really hope he doesn't have a realistic animal costume he wants to sew us into.
Me too?
Yumhorn, make a perception check.
Yes, sir. 15.
Okay, then Yumhorn, now your thief stuff that you were lacking earlier kind of
Yeah.
kicks in when you see the same guy from before come walking right by you, and he just kind of bumps into you the same way. He's like, "Oh, sorry," but you feel him go to grab
Wait.
your money bag.
Without making a noise, I want to just slip my hand out and grab his wrist.
Okay,
Slide a hand or something.
no, you can grab it.
I grab it.
Cool, you grab him now. He's like, "Oh, hey!"
I pull him in. I pull him in close,
Yeah, boy.
and I squeeze his wrist super tight. And I just lean
You're
into
hurting my
him.
wrist, man.
I lean into him and I whisper awkwardly close. Not even just whisper distance, but he can feel the words coming out of my mouth.
Oh, yeah, he's super grossed out.
Yeah. And I say, "You're bad at this. Give it back."
And so he
And I put out
reaches.
my hand.
He reaches into his his pocket, and Duroc, you see him drop your fancy money purse into
My mom's
Yumhorn's
money
hand.
purse?
Yeah, your mom's money bags into Yumhorn's hands.
And I pocket it and I
What?
say, "Now where's my stuff?"
Well, he didn't get any of your stuff because you grabbed his hand before.
Okay. And then I slap him across the face and let him go.
All right, and he turns around and runs out.
Oh wait, what was your name?
What the hell was that?
I don't know, man, but here's some gold. I think this is yours. It looks like your mother's.
I don't know where you heard that, Yumhorn.
It says
Stop making
Duroc's
fun of me
mom on
about
it. It says Duroc's mom on the purse. I
Mrs.
don't know why she
Dragon's
refers
Bane.
to herself as mom. But
Yeah, Mrs. Dragon's Bane.
very lovely lady, by the way.
Yeah.
So you want to just go and see what happens?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you guys have been sitting there for a while.
Yeah.
And, enough time has passed that you figure if you kind of slow trot up to the place, you'll get there, on time. Maybe just a tad bit early, but, never hurts to be a little bit early.
Do you guys
I
want to?
suppose if you want to be a bunch of squares.
Do you guys want to try to craft something that we could maybe just have on hand in case the
Yeah.
talking
Oh, you
and
wanna
friendship
get-
isn't enough?
What are you thinking, a
I
siege
feel
tower, Yamhorn?
3 sticks.
Hey, a little sneak attack reference.
I think the big thing is these notes. I need to think of a good story to kind of sell them on. And you need to give them an adventure.
I don't.
Right? And
I'll
you
do
need
my
to tell
best.
them
I have a
some
bad
history.
memory.
I mean, what's hard about that? The guy's lived literally 4 times shorter than I have. I can just tell him whatever. I can tell him stuff. It shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, you know.
You know, I'll just say things.
Well, what? You guys, what, you got like a... What, Ren, you have to prepare a story? I've heard you tell stories without preparation before.
Well, but this is for an important thing. We need these dragon items that he hopefully has.
I'm hurt to know that you don't think campfire stories are important.
All right, let's walk up there, guys.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, okay.
Let's do it.
Okay, you guys want to walk, or you want to take the horses that you had?
We got the horses.
Okay.
Now, why would we walk? Show up to a fancy party all sweaty?
Yeah, I definitely like straightened my beard and like combed my hair down and washed out my linens a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I'm assuming you guys all did that when you
Yeah.
were up in your rooms.
Just to,
Buffed my dome.
Buff your dome. Yeah. Okay.
All
Cool.
right.
So you guys get on your horses, on your mounts, your steeds, and start to slowly make your way up back through the town. And it is getting a little bit darker and that sort of thing. So you're kind of like, oh, this is cool. Now,
You guys.
your journey to Slatebrook Manor.
You guys, I'm scared.
You're back on your horses, making your way back up the road to Slatebrook Manor. The sun is starting to set, and the sky is full of yellows, oranges, and purples, turning slowly to black. It is somewhat eerily silent as you plod along, and as you crest the hill, you once again see Slatebrook Manor. And you're actually a little bit taken aback this time. It almost looks of 2 worlds, as the eastern sky is fairly dark and the western sky is slowly fading away. The manor almost looks menacing as the shadows loom from the west, catching some of the, peaks in the architecture. Specifically, the small tower in the northwestern side in the back of this palatial estate. You secure your horses in the same area, and you notice there's actually more horses and, certain buggies and things. And you make your way to the front door, marveling at the difference that a few hours can make. Now, I want you all to make perception checks real quick.
You guys, was this a big party?
Yeah,
I thought it was just
there
us.
seems to be a lot more people here than I was expecting.
15.
Durock?
Natural 1.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Okay.
And Yamhorn right in the middle.
Durock, you're thoroughly unnerved by how creepy this place looks. Oh.
Wow.
And Yamhorn, you got a 15?
Correct.
Okay. You notice how symmetrical and manicured the hedges are,
Oh.
as well as being thoroughly unnerved by how creepy this place looks.
I'm thoroughly unnerved by this place, but I can't help but notice how well manicured this place is. He must have some help. Right? There's no way that guy could do this.
Ren,
by
you were
himself.
looking around, and you're thoroughly unnerved by how creepy this place kind of looks with the shadows. You also notice, now that Yamhorn has pointed out, oh yeah, they are very symmetrical, and they're very nice square hedges. Tall. And Ren, as you look up, you just happen to catch a glimpse a shadowed figure, which you pretty much assume is Slatebrook, in the tall tower window to
Guys,
the northwest.
Look in the tower window.
Where? Oh,
I think that was Slatebrook.
And as they look up, they see nothing.
Ren, are you sure?
This place is creepy, man.
This place is really creepy.
What was he doing anything, or was he?
He was just kind of being ominous up there. You're pointing out the...
It was you just sort of saw like the shadowy figure, like you have the lights on in that room or whatever, and you just saw the outline of a body.
Yeah,
you know?
it was creepy though.
Was he like reading a book, or?
I was curious when we were walking up.
Since you got a natural 20, you could tell that he was holding some sort of glass in his hand as well. You seemed like a big wine stein that you were familiar with, because that's what the same big thing that he was drinking from when you guys were in his cool room with all this stuff.
A glass of Chablis.
As we were walking up too, the way the light was coming through and hitting that tower, I was immediately interested in it, and I think that's probably why I noticed him up there. I've got a feeling about that tower.
Yeah. Can we just pause our horses? I say pause to my horse. Does it do anything?
Your horses are tied up on the
Okay.
same place where, and you guys were starting to walk away from him.
Okay. So I pause.
He just like, pause.
What?
Kind of do
guys-
a little huddle.
Yeah. This is not feeling good like it did before.
Yeah.
Should we... can I look around and see how many carriages and extra horses I see?
Sure. I mean, you see a fairly, I mean, there's no I don't have a specific number written down or whatever, but you see enough there, enough horses, carriages, and that sort of thing where you're like, seems like if there are actually other people inside, this seems like a sizable amount of people.
Like a gala.
You just think it's a sizable amount of people for the idea of that you guys were coming back for a dinner.
Wait a second. Did he say... Wait, I pull out my note.
Crinkle, crinkle.
Okay, I was just making sure he didn't say, looking forward to having you for dinner tonight. And he doesn't say that. Does he say that in yours?
He does
No.
say in store for us. So there's a group.
All right. Well, what do you guys think?
Let's go in.
Look, this is like the start of some really creepy dwarven plays I saw as a child.
Yeah. As a child?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
exposed to the arts early on.
Like the real terrible stuff, too.
Yeah, my
Gotta
parents
get their
would never,
constitution up.
my parents would never let me watch the slasher plays, but my dad did appreciate the horror, the true horror plays and the thrillers. So
Oh, man,
The what
that's
place?
hilarious.
the horror plays,
One more time, slower.
horror.
Okay.
Plays. The horror plays he went on to do with his friends and stuff.
Probably getting cut, but I just needed to be sure I heard what I heard. Okay.
I left it in
Well-
last time you did the bit.
All right, let's go. If you're comfortable.
Ren leads
in.
the way up the stairs.
Okay.
And
All
I'm
right.
immediately to his left behind him.
All right. Entree unto Slatebrook Manor. You approach the large front doors you first came into contact with only mere hours ago. A sense of nerves pitter-patter in your stomach.
Mm-hmm.
You walk up, Ren leading the way, the front steps, and as if tripping some sort of magical ward, one of the doors opens.
I grab Ren's shoulder and hold him. Just
I
to
walk
stop him.
right through it and into the doorway.
Well, I mean, it's like a thing, and standing in front of you is the figure of Charles, backlit by the warm light from inside. And Charles says, "Oh, good evening, sirs. So wonderful for you to join us again. So wonderful to have you back. Come.
Charles?
The master and his guests are waiting for you in the banquet hall, and then you hear Foley. As he opens the door the rest of the way. And faintly in the background, you hear down a ways, you start to hear, some fancy music. So, as you enter Slatebrook Manor for the second time that day, it feels and looks different to you. Whereas when you visited this afternoon, the entryway and long corridor that goes down the center and takes you through the center of the manor was lit up, and the rest was mainly in shadows. Now, however, you can see an elaborate and very manicured home. While not set up in a traditional fashion, it is still quite beautiful. You notice off to your right a library/sitting room. Fresh cigar smoke hangs in the air, looking recently abandoned. You, of course, pass by the winding staircase that took you up to the room with all the items in it. And as you pass it, you notice on your left several doors spaced oddly. And once again, as if reading your thoughts, Charles pipes in and says, "Oh, yes. Oh, the guest quarters. Some are for a more elaborate guest than others, because the doors aren't lined up, any sort of symmetrical way or whatever. Like, they look like they'd all be the same size. You see some of the paintings you saw from the last time, the ancestral Slatebrooks, as it were. And as you notice a couple 100 feet ahead of you that the doors that took you out back, they're up ahead, but also start smelling all sorts of delicious food. Ren specifically notices this. He's little bloodhounds, smelling them foods, and you also start to hear what seems to be somewhat of a raucous dinner party going on. Sorry, I lost my place in my notes. Somewhat of a raucous dinner party with light music being played. Charles immediately turns right. The master had this dining room added several years ago, as he felt he couldn't entertain enough people in the previous one. And as you make your way through a short candlelit corridor, you almost immediately enter into a brightly and lavishly lit ballroom. There are tons of people milling about, and that sort of thing. And as you make your way into the room, you notice that everyone has dressed as if it were a black tie affair. And Charles says, "The master will be with you shortly. Please feel free to have a drink. Get the gears all lubricated. There's snack trays going around. You will recognize the help, of course. Please get acquainted with people." And he just sort of makes his way off and disappears into the crowd.
Can I tap him on the shoulder and say, Charles, before you go?
Yes.
I'm feeling kind of underdressed.
Yes.
Do you have an extra jacket or something that I can...
Oh, well, no. I mean, I think you're...
You don't think he'll mind, do you?
Well, I mean, did he tell you to dress up?
Not really.
Okay, well then, I think you should be fine then, young sir.
Charles.
Yes, young master?
Does he have these kind of events often?
Oh, the master does love to entertain.
And are there people that are like us at these events?
As you look around, I mean, there's, it's not just one race, for sure. Like, you're not, you see different types of races.
I mean, like
types
adventurers.
With
adventurers.
Shields
and armor and weapons.
Oh, yes, no, well, I mean, sometimes if they're passing through town, or if they just happen to come in up to the manor one day and say, "Hey, guess what? We're here. Deal with us."
I hope your master doesn't think to make us an exhibit at his dinner party.
Oh, no, I don't think he's ever done such a terrible thing as that, but, hey, you're very interesting. Now, if you excuse me, I have to go be in charge of all the food, the kitchen, the staff. They're delightful little buggers sometimes. Enjoy the party.
Thank you, Charles. Well, guys,
Snacks?
yeah. Let's go to the table of stuff and maybe
See any
talk to
booze?
somebody.
Okay, so now that you're in the room, you see that there is a long, skinny banquet table right down the center, like a Harry Potter table, or like that long, obnoxious table in most rich people's houses, like 89 Batman. And milling about all over and around, there's waiters with silver trays with different types of drinks and fancy cups, and then there's people with appetizers. Pretty much, you're seeing a pretty sweet spread going around. You're like, man, he kind of thought of everything. And as you guys were making tons of crazy requests earlier in the afternoon, Ren always with the apple butter and the pork bellies. I believe Durock said that he'll have what the master's having, and then Yamhorn was like, "Can I get a salad?"
Yeah.
So. People are milling about, and people are kind of looking you not like a little strangely just because you aren't dressed like them, but like no one's like giving you like a real stink eye or anything.
You see Varkham around anywhere?
You do not at this point see the Lord of the Manor. But if you would like to give a perception check, any of you?
17.
No. Okay.
Natural 20.
21.
Wonderful. Okay. So, you entered, imagine it like this, this large rectangle of a room. You entered in the, here, I'll just draw it for you on the whiteboard. Table, such. Okay. So, you guys are facing the northern wall here. The southern wall. And Yamhorn, you notice two very, very elaborate stained glass windows. And would probably give this place a very nice, time. It looked great in the day, that sort of thing. Furnish this room with a lot of color. You also notice the entire east side is like a big old window with like gold, like metal in between. So it's just like it's very, very fancy. On the western wall, there's some some paintings of what look like fancy people doing fancy things. People are milling about. You also see a very tall, sort of like through the crowd of people, somebody that's definitely taller than most. And Yamhorn, you notice that while this is a more rectangular room, you notice that the southeastern corner is actually angled, not dissimilarly to like Durock's, like where you guys push the hammers in the wall, like it's it's more of like an going for like part octagon, whatever. And
with all the stained glass, all the paintings, all that stuff that I'm taking in, does anything catch my eye as being out of place or odd or troublesome?
Yep, that's a very good question. Glad you asked it. Because as you look around on the angled part of the wall, you seem as if like the tapestry, it just seems to you like as you were like looking around, and as you come down onto that, it seems like it like went back into place, and you now see Lord Varkham milling about the room.
Did you guys see that? Lord Varkham's here. Did you see him come in?
No, I didn't.
No, from where?
Over in that corner. What? You guys, hang on. And I'm going to grab a drink from the closest passing server. Not even like acknowledging them, just being like...
They're used to it.
Like a no-look grab kind of thing.
Right.
And I say, I'll be right back. And I
Back to the Future. Lou, I need a milk. Chocolate.
And I make my way over to that funny corner in the southeast, just at first to stand by it, to see if anybody's looking at me while I'm going over there. I'm trying to look natural and just like I'm admiring things.
Okay.
And trying to take it all in. But really, I want to try to get a closer look.
Okay.
To see if I can get an understanding of how he just came through there. And if I can also do that.
Okay. So you make your way on over there. And as you're making your way on over there, and you start to kind of look at, you're looking around, you're like, wow, look at that stained glass. Oh, that's really beautiful. And then we've got and then in classic Yarmhorn fashion, you're just like immediately fixated on this tapestry on the wall, and you're like, come on, what is going on here? And you're kind of like looking around and like fake laughing, like, what a party, huh? But like you're kind of like pulling at it and like doing different stuff, and you're trying to figure it out. However, with a very, very good roll, immediately you feel a hand on your shoulder, and you hear, well, hello, Yarmhorn. So glad you can make it. And you turn around, and Lord Varkham is standing right in front of you.
Oh, hello, sir. I was just admiring all the tapestries and the stained glass you have here.
Yes. Quite.
If I understand right, on our way in, Charles told me that you had this place added on.
Yes. This place can be either too gloomy or too bright. I wanted a sort of in-between place. I wanted a nice area where we could, just relax, take in the sun, but not necessarily, have to deal with how bright it is. Oh, someone should invent something to cover your eyes. But you can still see through it, like
So not like a hand, like just holding your hand
like
up.
a pair of glasses that shade you from the brightness.
That's $1 million idea, I think, or $1 million gold idea.
Oh.
What was your inspiration for this room, other than, I mean, inspiration for like the stained glass? It's
as you can
beautiful.
see, we always have to pay to our ancestors. All of the elder Slate Brooks always, so that is my father. And from what you can tell of the stained glass, Slate Brook looks like the spitting image of his dad, very similar. He has longer hair that's kind of like pulled back into a longer ponytail, but very regal looking and possibly good posture. Same sort of smirk that you've seen Varkham have. He's like, and next to it, of course, my mother. An angel of a woman, lost during my birth, of course.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What was her name? And you better not say Bella. Don't you dare say Bella.
Her name was Miriam.
Oh, okay. Lovely name. Beautiful woman.
Miriam Bella. Slatebrook.
Damn it!
Suck it, Yarmhorn.
Well, hats off to...
First of all, congrats.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to keep you from your party.
No, please come here. Let's meet some people. And he puts his arm around your shoulder and starts he's like, I have some very interesting friends. Where are your friends? Why are they not here?
They're around.
Okay.
They're probably just, meeting and greeting.
Pressing the flesh.
Yeah. Flapping the gums.
Ah, there's Durrock over there. I see him. Hello, Durrock. And he sort of waves to you from across the...
turn around with a stein of
He's got his arm around Yarmhorn.
Yeah, and I'm looking real nervous, wide-eyed, kind of tight-lipped.
He's got his right arm around Yarmhorn. He's with his hello.
I'm real stiff and uncomfortable looking.
I stare him right in the face, and I just take a big gulp of my stein before walking over to him slowly.
And he meets you, he goes you start to, and you get to about the middle of the table. Let's see here. For example, I'm thinking this room's fairly large, like a decent, a basketball court type thing.
Yeah.
So, like, how big are those? We'll look it up later. But we'll say like a basketball court. You know, it's a fairly large room. You know, it's like the Great Hall or something like that in Harry Potter or whatever. You know, it's fairly large because he does enjoy hosting, and it's just one long, obnoxious table. Like, why not put a couple of smaller ones that, get some rounder? But he's like,
Carved
nah.
from one piece of wood.
Oh, yeah, the tallest tree in the area, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Murderer.
Yeah. 7,000-year-old oak.
Yeah.
So Ren, when he sees Yamhorn walk away, he definitely takes notice of this extra tall person in the room, thinking of Yuri and his good relationship with him.
Okay.
He wants to go up and talk to them.
He wants to go up and talk to the tall guy?
Yeah.
All
The
right.
shortest guy always makes friends with the tallest guy.
It's true.
Okay. Okay, so Ren, you walk up to this person. How do you get their attention?
I'll just grab him and say, "Hello, sir."
What, like you pull on his leg or something?
Yeah, I grab his the cuff of his
pants. All right. Okay.
Like a baby trying to get
Yeah,
his mom's
that's
attention.
what it is. I didn't want to say that, but
Yeah. Okay.
Ren's a little dude.
A tall and thickly featured man looks down at you, and he has a very low voice when he speaks, and he seems like he's not in a rush to get anywhere, either in life or with his vocal stylings. He's wearing a finely tailored black suit and shirt with a dark green tie. And you would guess him to be around 8 feet tall. And he looks down and goes, "Yes, young master."
Hello, sir. I'm Ren of Ren and Friends.
Hello.
And I was invited to this party.
Bully for you.
Who are you, and why were you invited?
Well, the name is Franck Monsiel. And I am friends with Lord Slatebrook.
And where are you from?
Oh, all around, here and there. Different parts, really. Relsorin has a manner of mine on it.
You talk really slow.
And you are very short.
You're very tall.
Indeed.
I have a friend who's very tall. His name is Yuri. And he's a follower of mine. Have you heard of Ulagan?
No.
Well, Ulagan is the god of the afterlife.
What's that?
And you should.
And he turns
you
around
should
and
worship
walks
him
away.
because wait.
And he just starts to go through the crowd following the fake voice that he heard.
He just thinks, oh no, another one. Gotta go.
Yeah, I let him go.
Did you say he had a green tie?
Yep.
I know I'm not there for that, but Caleb is
Black shirt and green tie.
really interested.
Black suit, black shirt, green tie.
All about that money.
And you guys are, Durock is standing with Slatebrook,
Yeah.
correct? And he's still, and Slatebrook still has his arm around Yamhorn.
Yeah.
You guys, Ren and Franck Monsiel, were over on the eastern side of the table, and Franck starts to make his way up, around the corner, where Yamhorn went, and then. The dinner party seems to be underway. Slatebrook is having a wonderful time talking to Durock and to Yamhorn. Everybody's laughing and giggling. There's sort of a small circle around Slatebrook and that sort of thing. People are obviously have formed a circle, and he keeps his right arm around Yamhorn, just laughing and slapping Yamhorn on the back as he tells stories, or someone in the circle sort of tells stories. And you guys are all having a real fun time here at this party, and that's where we leave it for this week.
No.
So, ladies and gents, thank you very much for tuning in to Chaotic Amateurs. We're having a good time. What's going to happen next? Who knows? Tune in next Monday. Find out for yourselves. For us, this is my birthday session. So this has been something that I have actually, over the next couple of episodes, have been planning for
a year.
Because the next episode, ladies and gents, you'll hear exactly why. So tune in. Tell your friends. And, give us that iTunes review. Give it, thanks to the people who have been doing that and sharing it on Twitter and Instagram and stuff. We really appreciate it. So until next time, I've been your host and DM for Season 2, Bentley Michaels. To my right, we have...
Always looking good for the microphone. It's Caleb as Yamhorn Darrell.
I can't believe he went for it. Rhett as Dragon's Bane.
And Milo's Ren.
Grab your swords and keep on adventuring.
Follow us across all platforms with Chaotic Amateurs. Please subscribe, rate, and review our show on your podcast app of choice to help us climb the charts and find new adventurers. Or become a patron on Patreon to help our heroes continue their quest. Thank you for listening to Chaotic Amateurs.